Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm currently standing on the spot where I had those 3 stumps. And as you can see, they're gone. Those 3 stumps are right here. And with the help of my pressure washer and burning them out, they're no more. I was able to flatten this entire section off with the tractor and get it prepped for what we have coming next. And by the end of the video, I'll let you know what we're gonna be putting in this spot. So stick around to find out. So this area used to start here and meet way down there. It used to just dip down, and that's where I drove my tractor up through. Not anymore. Now I took several loads of dirt, about 5 or 6 less than triaxle loads, we'll say, to put into this entire area to smooth it all out and make it level. I didn't film the majority of me putting dirt and stone here just because it was one of those things where you just had to get the job done. We have things that we're doing this fall and it needed to get done. I didn't have time to film every single bucket scoop, but it took me well over 3 days of hauling with this little 70 loader bucket. I bet I made more than 100 trips back and forth from the big dirt pile up front to right back here and dumping it and smoothing it. And how I did this was I took a load of dirt, dumped it all over here, raked it flat, and then I ran the tractor back and forth every 8 inches so it would compact. I ran it back and forth the entire time, and then eventually I just back drug it to make it level, raked it, and did that process probably 6 times, especially in this area, to bring this all level. And today's project is getting this bank somewhat solid. Right now that's just loose dirt, so if you were to step on that, it would sink in quite a bit. So today's goal is to make all of this nice and compact so that you don't sink in it when you go to step down. So we'll use the tractor and we'll use a hand stamp or hand tamper to make this nice and solid. So while I'm raking this out, I'll tell you how I got a whole bunch of dirt for free. I was walking my kids down to their school, and one of the neighbors is getting a pool put in. And I stopped and I asked the guy that afternoon what the plans were for all of the dirt, because I saw it was a pretty substantial amount of dirt. And he said he was taking it to a local business for them to sell. It was a few miles down the road. And I asked him if he wanted a closer spot. And he said yeah. So him and his company dropped off 11 not quite triaxles full of dirt to here for free. So I got about $3,000 worth of dirt for free for this entire project. So it never hurts to just stop and ask somebody. Oh, and another thing that happened. That tree right there came down. I'll show a video of how it came down, but it didn't come down the way I wanted it to. Basically what happened was there was a branch in that tree that had a lot of weight, and it was going to fall in a way I didn't want it to. So my plan was to wrap a rope around that branch only and snap it off because it was dead, so that I could fell the tree exactly where I wanted, which is in between that rock and that little sapling. Well, I ended up pulling the entire tree over with the tractor, and it landed perfectly right where I wanted it. So I quickly got to work, cut it up with a chainsaw, split the wood, and actually stacked it so it was out of the way so that I can continue to do all of this work. It's unbelievable how that worked out. If you can't tell, this is a homemade rake. It's a metal rake that the handle snapped that we didn't have. So I think it was my dad that actually just welded this onto a piece of 1x1 square galvanized tubing. And it's bent because I ran it over with the tractor more than once, but it still gets the job done. right. Now it's time to tamp this down a little bit. You can see why I use the tractor for this spot. This is going to take a while. I think we'll use the tractor to push in on this side in a little bit. It's still a little early in the morning here, so I don't want to fire up the tractor and wake the neighbors up. It's a Sunday morning. All right, time to get the tractor. We're gonna fill in some more here, and then we're gonna push in with the bucket on this side. If the neighbors wake up, the neighbors wake up. I think what we'll do first is go and get a couple of scoops of dirt and dump it over the edge so that we have something to smooth out and work with. Then we'll take the bucket, lift it up, and push against the bank to compact it a little more than what I can do with the manual tamper. It's a lot of work, and that thing is heavy.
Just a couple more scoops here, and now it's time to get rid of some of the big rocks and flatten it out. Last thing I want to do is just smooth this out a little bit, get rid of some of the high spots. So I think I'm going to end the video here. I'm sure you guys have seen enough of me moving dirt and packing it down, but I wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what it took to do this entire area. And as promised, I'm going to let you know right now what we're going to put in this area. So the kids have been asking, and it's something that's going to be a chore for them to do until it becomes my chore. They want to get chickens. So in this area, we're going to put a chicken coop. It's going to be 20 feet long by 9 feet wide by 6 feet high, one of those prefabbed chicken runs. And on the outside of that, I'm going to build a coop out of the wood that's over here and anything else I can find. So that's what we're going to put here. We're going to have chickens, so we'll be it'll be an interesting run, no pun intended. See how long these kids tend to the chickens. And see how many eggs we produce. We're thinking of maybe getting 5 to 6 chickens, no roosters, just because we don't want more chickens. But the boys have been asking, and that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to need some tips. I've never raised chickens before. I thought about it a couple of times, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm doing my research, but also you guys are a wealth of knowledge. Hopefully some of the viewers and subscribers have ideas on how to raise chickens. I want to thank you for clicking on this video, and stick around. Subscribe if you want to see how the chicken process goes. That won't be until the springtime, but I will have videos on building the coop, setting up the run, things like that. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the Oaks.